Like pushing the hair deeper in, but the way that the 5D needles are is that they're kind of like a mountain peak. So they're not needles, they're just like kind of like sharp peaks that make these like tiny holes. So I think, I really like the 5D for resurfacing, and I would use that for your ingrowns versus using, the 36 point. Okay, so I feel good about that. This is not going to stay forever. Actually, I could take a picture and post it in like an hour. It usually goes away. The redness goes away. And I also wanted to go over really quickly. I made a concoction. This has hydrogen peroxide and some water. And what I do after I use my needle is I unscrew my needle here, unscrew my needle, and then I place it into my concoction. I let it sit for a little bit so that it can actually get disinfected and have some time to do that for like 30 seconds. These are stainless steel needles, so they shouldn't be impacted by, water or that kind of thing. So you can let them sit. And then you take them out and let them dry on a towel. So I have my towel here, and I'll just take it out of this water concoction that I made, and I will let it sit on the towel, and I'll let it air dry until the next time I use it. So that'll be the case for that. And now we're on to the laser. So the laser you can definitely use. That's what I was using on my bikini line, but you can use microneedling on your bikini line. It's just that I would use the 5D, like I said. Okay. So, and I didn't explain what I put on. For those of you who don't know, I have this ultrasound gel that I'm using. And I really do like, using this type, but I found a new one that's like organic and like made with the finest botanical ingredients. And so I'm going to post that link so that people can see that one as well. But, regular old ultrasound gel will work as well, just to make sure that it's for an even distribution of the laser on your face. So I'm going to add a little bit more. And those of you who have had babies will know that they put a whole bunch on you so that things will be evenly distributed. So, okay, so now I'm going to pull out my laser, which is actually plugged in. So I have my Bell 51 laser here, and we've talked about the settings on here. We've talked about what the intensity means, and high means one thing and low means the other. So for example, the frequency is the opposite. So when you have a frequency of 1, that's really high for this laser. So what you want to do is that you want to start off at 9. You want to start off at 9, which is the equivalent of having and this is very loud too, but putting it on a very low setting. The intensity though is exactly what you think it is. Intensity is 1, 2, 3, 4, with me usually using it somewhere between 2 and 3 and not going all the way up to 4. And 9 is the lowest. Something to keep in mind is that the more melanin you have in your skin, you should keep it at a lower setting. So if you have more melanin, you should use a 9. If you have, somewhere in between, then you should use maybe around 7, 6 in the light, and it goes, as you get lighter and lighter, you can go lower and lower on the settings, and that just happens to correspond with what the wavelength of what works best on the specific skin tones. So it's not that it won't work, it's just that you have to specifically set it for your settings, or else you could risk, burning yourself, or you could risk not even seeing, the results that are appropriate. So I like to start with 9 only not because of my skin tone, but because I like to use it at the, lowest one. Actually, in the videos I did have it at like 5 or 6. I just am nervous that I don't want anyone to repeat what I'm doing just automatically. But so yeah, let me do what I would do. So I'm gonna do 6 and I'm gonna do a 2 or 3 intensity. So this is around where I probably would go normally. Sometimes I do 5 if I'm like really determined. And we don't want to stay on the skin for too long. So you don't want to stay on the skin for more than, you know, 1 second, 2 seconds. And when I say in one area, so because the size of this, the output of this laser is very, very small. So it's not going to treat, just because it has a big hole at the end doesn't mean it's actually treating that entire hole. It's like a tiny portion of this hole. So I hold it on to where I am and what I'm working on. And then I press the button, which is this one here on the side, this little button here. And I just, you know, go after whatever dark spot I'm after at the time. So, and I just move on from it. And this is causing me to blink. So let me put on my protective glasses, which I always tell people to put on, and I don't put them on myself. But it hurts my eyes. So I should definitely not go blind trying to teach you guys how to do it. Okay. Now I can see clearly. So I'm gonna just keep going up and around and around and around until I get all of the areas. Okay. So you saw how I just kind of went around in circles in the area that I was focusing on, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wipe off this ultrasound gel that I have. So I'm going to use that, wipe off the ultrasound gel that I have. You can rinse your face if you feel like it's necessary, some cool water if you want to. I don't feel like it's necessary. I washed my face before I started. And then I'm going to apply, like I like to do, my A and D ointment directly on the area. And rub it in, and if it should be fine, it should be good to go. So like right now, if I wanted to, you know, kind of wait maybe about 30 minutes or so, I probably would be a little bit less red and I could just go run some errands. I know I look a little sunburned right now. But, you know, this is me taking care of me, and I'll take a picture of me again in like an hour or so, and you guys will be able to see that, you know, this is calmed down a little bit, the redness has calmed down, and I'll be looking for more and posting more results about what's going on with this dark spot. So I'm really glad you guys were able to tune in today and see that. So you can ask me any questions you have or are thinking about in regards to the laser or in regards to the microneedling. But like I said, there is on our website where we post like exactly what the uses are of the microneedling, and there's so many different uses that people have for it. And then we also put how often to use it, so you know, and you have a good guide on what to use and how to use it. And so all my people who were here with me last week know that the redness doesn't last because I came in here perfectly fine. And I was even able to post results from Wednesday from what I was able to see from using my laser on my dark spot last week. So I just think it's really easy to use. And hey, Marilyn, I see you. I saw your hello. So anyways, you guys let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for a Q&A if you have any. Do I put numbing cream and saran wrap on spots on my face? No, I do not, because for some reason, when I do stuff with my face, it doesn't hurt. But when I do end up using, like, for example, my bikini line or my, like when I do my knee stretch marks or those kinds of things, they do tend to hurt because you're supposed to use them in deeper settings. Like, for example, stretch marks are at, so stretch marks are at 1 millimeter to, you can use it all the way up to 2.5 millimeters, depending upon how numb they are. So that means the needle's coming out a little bit higher at those levels. So on my face, since I don't have like deep scarring, I have kind of superficial scars or these kinds of dark spots, I don't need to put it that deep. But when I start to deal with the other parts and problem areas I have on my body, I gotta up the ante, and that's when I start to use the numbing cream, which I have here. And I've talked to you guys about it because this is the one that has 39% lidocaine, which they do not sell in the States. That is from Korea. So we sell it on our site, but you know, I use that, leave it on for like 30 minutes with saran wrap. Then I can go in and not feel anything. And I feel pretty good about it. Any questions? Anybody? Aw. Thanks for the hearts. Oh wait, I see a question came through. Let's see. Someone asked, how long does it work on a single full charge? So the microneedling pen works on a single full charge. Oh yeah, so the microneedling pen works on a single full charge. You don't need to use it for more than, I would say, 10 minutes, but I charge it up and I don't charge it up. I charge it up once and I use it again and again every single week. I haven't tried to charge it since I first bought it, which is crazy. So it stays charged for quite some time. You know, and also, can you think about it like a cell phone, is that if you plug it in and charge it, recharge the battery and let it run out organically, it's better than keeping it always plugged into the wall, because that helps to drain out the battery, just like how cell phones, if you keep them plugged in 24/7, it just drains the battery. So plug it in, charge it up once, one good time, and then just keep using it until it dies, and then you can charge it up all over again. Which needle is for the face? The nano one is for the face, but it's not for scars on the face. So you can use the nano actually every day, and you can use the 36 point every day on a really, really low setting. So you can put this all the way to 0.1 millimeters, which is really, really low. And then at that, you can use that every day. I use mine at 0.5, so I use mine once a week. But the card tells you that as well. So this is for stretch marks too. This is for stretch marks. This is the one I love for stretch marks. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so happy that I found this because, you know, I mean, I found it, you know, a while ago, but I didn't take the extra steps to get all of the necessary needle points that I wanted. A lot of the products that exist out already are micro rollers. They're like rolling devices that you roll on your skin, which ends up like putting scratches on your skin like that. Like when people are healing, they have like uneven application. It's really difficult to use. You're rolling with your hand. This one's motorized and it goes in and out. So like you are not, you know, in total control of it, and you don't have to be like as experienced as, you know, as an esthetician to use it, because it's already doing all of the hard work for you and applying equal pressure. But yes, use this for stretch marks. Any other questions? As far as I do want to cover what you can expect for next day, I think it may be for microneedling a couple hours, I'm less red, and maybe about 30-45 minutes I'll be less red, and then an hour I'll be normal. And then for the laser, you might see like some slight, in 2 days, you might see some slight like scabbing. It wouldn't even be real scabs because it's like the lightest thing possible, but you might see something really slight there. It's fine, because if you wash your face, and at that point you can apply water, wash your face, it'll just come off, and then it's fine underneath. So if you guys have any questions, I can also post what that looks like. So it's not really anything very serious at all. So I can show you guys what that looks like. Oh, the shop wasn't popping up. Okay, it's the JUA85 is the microneedling device. Yeah, so dark elbows and knees, you know, you can definitely use that. You can use this, but this would be on a low setting. Dark elbows and knees are microneedling device at a low setting. And the shop, I don't know why the link's not working, but it is the JUA85, and that's what this one is. And then the solar lasers for dark areas, but it depends on if you've, you know, kind of, so for like your underarms, it depends on whether or not it's like from I was gonna say deodorant use or that kind of thing. You can use this on on that kind of irritation that you have on your skin. So yeah, you should be able to use both of them for dark areas. I like this for knees. I didn't even notice it, but when I was working on my stretch marks, it made my knees lighter too. So it just happened to be a byproduct. So, you know, I think both of them work. I'm not gonna, it depends on like which way you wanna go. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Someone emailed me the other day and was like, is this only for girls? I was like, no, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure, I just want to make sure that women are, you know, taken care of. So. Dark marks from hair follicles. You can use it from dark. Yes, you can. You can. I would suggest to use the laser for the dark marks from the hair follicles. Yeah, if you sign up, there is a discount. But I would use this one for the dark marks from the hair follicles, because this is actually a type of Nd:YAG laser, and so it does go down deeper to the subcutaneous layers of your skin. And yeah, right now we're doing, like, I've been doing a 20% discount because this is a fairly new product, and I like want people to get out. And we're also doing the pre-orders for Soleil, which will come in on Wednesday. Thanking God. We were having delays because of customs and the coronavirus. So DHL discontinued its service from China, where our manufacturers are, and so has every other major delivery except FedEx. So they've been doing a lot as far as holding back, you know, what things come through and how many flights come to America and drop off shipments. So Wednesday for sure, everything will be back in. So I'm really excited about that. Anyone else? Hey, Tiara. Hey. So anybody have any other questions? Do you want me to post my face? Like, I'm not gonna just post my face, but I can post like what it looks like 2 days later or something. So if anyone's concerned about what after effects may happen. Oops, sorry, I always double tap this and then face the wrong way. But yeah, so if you have any like questions about it, I can post it in case anyone has any concerns. But as you can see, I'm already like less red. So, yeah. What did everyone work on today? Like, what did you guys do? Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so glad you were able to join. Like, yeah. Oh, so Desi, so right after you, right after you use it for like your spot treatment, you don't necessarily have to use a silicone patch. I would, you know, if I was doing this is the middle of the day, usually do my face care at night. You slept all day. Oh my gosh. I was trying to, I just couldn't. So yeah, so I usually wait till the end of the day, do my self-care, and then I would put something like putting on my patch at night, but it's not necessary. It's necessary more so for the larger areas that you're doing. So like if I was going to be working on my underarm area, or, you know, like another larger area, like if I had like a big scar on my leg or a dark spot on my leg, which I actually do have, but it's a birthmark, I would use the patch. And then I would just like let it, you know, be overnight. And then in the morning, I would proceed. So I think, yeah, you don't really need to have the silicone patches like after your face treatments or smaller areas. It's more with the larger areas. Okay. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I can post these results, and, you know, we can stay in touch, and you can always DM me. I'm online most of the time. Like, looking and, you know, seeing what you guys are up to. So, you know, just DM me and I'll talk to you soon. Okay. So I'll end this. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. This is going to be every single week, every Wednesday. I mean, not every Wednesday, every midday on Sunday. And it'll be Self-Care Sundays with us. And we will do it at 5 p.m. and up until the summer ends. And if you guys want, it'll continue. So, okay. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.